Hey, welcome back to the nightcap as the Crawfordsville Athenian varsity boys basketball team take on the North Montgomery Chargers, finishing up a tough loss out of the girls varsity basketball action, a 3-point loss for the Athenians as North Montgomery took the first game. And so tonight we're going to get started just a little bit early because we have some special player intros, so we will turn this over. By the way, it's Brian Saunders joined by Kurt Slicker tonight on this webcast. But we're going to turn it over to public address announcer Gary Lynn for tonight's player introductions. All right, there you have it. Something new added on to player intros tonight for the Athenians as we get ready for basketball action to continue with the boys basketball team. North Montgomery comes into tonight 0-4 on the season. Crawfordsville sits at a 3-2 record. And here we go, tip to the Athenians.
It's like man-to-man out of North Montgomery. That's generally their defense.
Makai Wallace to Alex Hernandez.
Just running our little flex action.
Gavin Kinney thinks about a three.
You can see that they're not guarding Gavin or Alex outside of the paint.
And we're going to have an early foul here.
Yeah, that
seconds.
was a foul there. Alex made a strong cut to the paint. Norman.
Number 31, Drew Norman with a foul. Pretty early, he's going to be replaced in the lineup by number 23, and that is Trace Pittman, a 5'10 senior.
Well, that's a quick substitution. Really quick. Again, you can see Alex caught that, and they backed off. Yep. Looks like that's going to be their game plan, at least on Alex tonight.
Zaire Morgan for three. He's off the back of the arm, but Mackay Wallace with the rebound. Back up and puts it in for the first points of the game. Yeah, Mackay is really good offensive rebounder. He showed his strength there by being able to finish also at the rim. Starting lineups here for the Athenians got Mackay Wallace, Zaire Morgan, Ian Hensley, Gavin Kinney, and Alex Hernandez. Man-to-man by the Athenians right now. That is number 21, Kelby Harwood. That's a freshman starting for North Montgomery. Gavin Kinney for three. It's off the front of the iron, but Mackay Wallace again with a second offensive rebound in just as many possessions. Feed to Mackay from Hernandez. Spin move is good. He's got all the Athenian points right now. Yeah, Mackay did a nice job there getting to where he wants to be, which is on his left shoulder and finishing. It's Gavin Kinney guarding Ross Dyson for North Montgomery. Starters for North, number 3, Jacob Kirsch. Number 4, Jared Kirsch. Number 11, Ross Dyson. Number 21, Kelby Harwood. And number 31 was starting Drew Norman. Nice hands there by Ian Hensley. Good pressure. Let's see if we can get Ian a basket down here. A little high-low action right there between Alex and Mackay. I like that set right there. Nice call by Coach Pierce. Yeah. Recognizing that Mackay is just right now going to be a handful for North Montgomery. Yeah. Gavin Kinney picks up the quick foul right there, trying to put some pressure on the North Montgomery guards. Little full court man-to-man press here. Look for us to run and jump here at some point. Maybe not yet, but at some point tonight we definitely will. Here comes Alex. Yeah. Dyson just inside the three-point line. Rebound to Hensley. I think we'll be happy with that shot. Gonna have to save it. Over and back there, turnover as Zaire tried to save it, but threw it into the backcourt. Whenever you try to run, there are going to be some turnovers. I think as a coach, you just accept it that you're not going to play perfect when you're trying to push the basketball. Some mistakes are going to be made. Again, a little run and jump action right there. Good job recovering by Alex. Came out the trap, was able to hustle back. Drew Norman back in the game for North Montgomery. Handling the ball. Jacob Kirsch with the ball, being guarded by Zaire Morgan. Good job there by Zaire. It's good pressure. You can see Gavin's trying to get Dyson to use his right hand. They're overplaying him a little bit. Kirsch with the floater. Rebound to Hensley. That was Jared Kirsch. Yeah, a little senior experience there by Ian, not trying to rush it. Let us get set in a play here. Let's see if we look to go inside again. Oh, there it is. Had Zaire again. There's Hensley with the short jumper just off the front of the rim. Rebound to Norman. It's a good set, though. We were able to look for Mackay on the block there. A little double screen up top. Ian just didn't quite get that ball up high enough that time. Be interesting to see what kind of pace North Montgomery wants to play at here. You were thinking maybe slow it down. Well, they struggled if you look at their season totals and score points. So I think they'll be content to play a game here, hopefully as low scoring as possible, and to pass the ball as many times as they can.
Yeah, they feel like they have an advantage there with Dyson inside, a little stronger than Zai, and they're able to draw the foul.
Dyson going to line to shoot 2. That's a second Athenian foul, but first foul on Zaire.
I like those fouls, so you don't give up layups. That's why. You make a guy go to the line and earn them. And so that's going to turn out to be a good foul as long as we secure this miss here or this rebound.
Kelby Harwood checks back into the game for Trace Pittman, and also number 13, Ryder Punk, enters the game for the first time tonight. Dyson Good on the second, makes the score 6-3 in favor of the Athenians. Number 5 is also checked in. That's Colton Zachary. So lots of substitutions here for the Chargers. Morgan to Hensley, over to Gavin Kinney. They're going to leave him open. He'll take the 3. Alex Hernandez with the rebound is able to throw that off of, that's number 13, Punk. Number 44 is going to check in for the first time tonight. That's Benjamin Peach. And Alex Kellerman will check in for the Athenians, replacing Gavin Kinney.
That's all right by Gavin. He's open there. I'm sure coach is okay with their shots.
Back to Mackay Wallace from Hensley. They don't have an answer for Mackay.
No, Mackay is strong in the paint there, so if you don't have some size on him, he is going to dominate, and he has so far in this game. A good job of understanding where our strength is right now.
That's right, and they keep going back to it.
Absolutely. Good job there by Z, keeping the ball out of the paint. Really, our defense has been pretty solid so far.
Nice little drive by Jacob Kirsch and a good find. Good for 2 there, makes the score 8-5. There's Hensley off the front of the iron, but Zaire Morgan comes down with the rebound, kicks it out to Alex Kellerman, who'll take the deep 3 and hit it.
Yeah, I mean, Alex being back in the lineup. Alex has had some leg issues. It's been his knee, his ankle. He's had some sickness. The poor kid's just had a tough start to his senior year, but he adds an element to our team that makes us an awful dangerous basketball team.
For sure.
Yeah, they made a choice not to guard Gavin or Alex out there, but you better guard Alex out there.
You got to guard Alex.
Yeah, for sure.
11-5 in favor of the Athenians. Coach Arnold takes a timeout here, 2:24 to go. I'm going to run through some sponsors real quickly for Crawfordsville boys basketball team. Corporate sponsors, business sponsors from the community, and thank you for your sponsorship. AWG Construction, Crawfordsville Family Eye Care, Hensley Accounting, Red Hawk Choppers, Rock Point Church, and Current Tax Service. So thank you for this community and their great sponsorship of Athenian basketball. So 2:24 to go here in the first quarter. Athenians jumped out to a 6-point lead. And again, we've talked about this. Crawfordsville has been really up and down. Tough conference matchup with Lebanon. And then a rebound the next night where they just demolished Attica. So we're going to figure out what these guys look like tonight as first real county matchup comes in, and just a great crowd here. This gym is full.
Yeah, a great crowd tonight. And, I think I said this earlier this year. We have a lot of experience, and yet it's a different team than it was last year. So you can see our team is molding, seeing what we can become. And this is the lineup I think we envisioned before the season.
Yes.
And it looks pretty solid so far. Good switch right there, switching back. I like it. Good call. It's illegal.
Illegal screen.
Yeah, you got to get set. It's a varsity game is what I always say. In a varsity game, they're going to call those.
They are going to call those. That foul was on Harwood. That's his first foul and the team's second foul. And 3 subs come back in, guys that have already been in the game there for North Montgomery. So they're going to sub early and often.
It looks like it. They're doing a lot of it.
We were talking about that, though. You mentioned the benefit of sometimes getting subs in the game early.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. It kind of depends on your team, too, a little bit, and the situation. Nice take there by Z.
Great take. He's not able to finish it, but it was a good look. And North Montgomery ends up with the rebound. A lot of pressure there. Alex Hernandez, getting in that passing lane, taking it all the way. Zaire Morgan ends up with the rebound. Put back is good. Makes it an 8-point game, 13-5 in favor of the
great
Athenians.
hustle played by Alex, and then Zaire getting rewarded right there.
Cut that one a little too close. They were trying to take away that pass, which was intended for Colton Zachary. Hernandez getting up with a foul.
Yeah, I know that Alex is fired up today to play North Montgomery. When we played him in football this year, he basically was playing on one leg, so it's good to see Alex getting off to a good, strong start tonight.
Good, strong, healthy start, right?
Yes, absolutely.
He's going to sub out of the game. That was Alex's first foul. Third team foul on the Athenians. Turnover to Zaire Morgan, pushing it ahead to Cale Coursey, who's come into the game for the Athenians.
Yeah, Cale's been bothered by some leg injuries, but I told him today when I saw him, I said, that adrenaline will be flowing, and you'll be able to play through it. So,
that's right.
Great pass there by Z, and you can see, or Zai, I keep calling him Z, I call him Z
we
and
call
Zai.
him Z, yep.
Zaire, and good to see Coursey on the floor tonight.
Ethan, wait a minute. Who is that checking in for the Athenians?
Yeah, that's Ethan Macklemore.
Is that Ethan Macklemore?
Yeah.
They just don't have his number on there.
Well, yeah,
Pretty
EMAC has been playing some JV and some varsity. Only a sophomore. Certainly had a leg injury last year, and it's good to see. Just good to see him playing all sports. Honestly, love the kid. And
really good athlete.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Great student. Everything you could ever want in a player.
So on the court for the Athenians, Alex Kellerman, Cale Coursey, Ian Hensley, Zaire Morgan, and Ethan Macklemore.
Yeah, I guess you would consider us playing small here as he's taken out both Mackay and Alex, and yet you still see some size on the floor.
Yep. Good drive by Z. Oh, nope, that was Z, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line shooting two.
Yeah, Zaire is I like it when he's looking to drive. We know he can hit the outside shot, but when Zaire is getting that ball to the rim, I just think it elevates his game and elevates our team's game as a whole.
Well, short on that free throw. 55 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 14-5 is the score.
I'd like to, sure we'll probably see some press right here. With this lineup in, we've got some quickness on the floor.
Z is good on the second. Cale Coursey putting the pressure on. Again, that's Jacob Kirsch. We're number 3. Here comes Hensley. They do find Norman underneath for the layup. Cale Coursey into Hensley, but kicks it back out to Z.
This is one thing about playing Ethan with Zaire. It takes Zaire off the ball a little bit. Just running our regular pattern here. Down to 20 seconds. All right. Running the play that's going to work right now.
There we go. 10 seconds. Kellerman with the ball. Trying to clear out, but they're going to get him for an offensive foul.
Yeah, I mean, he did clear a little space,
yep.
But, when he catches the ball, you should be able to catch and face without being mugged. So, I don't know. It was a tough call.
Tough call.
Alex probably could do a little bit better job of not pushing off.
Yep. First foul on Alex, 4th team foul. 2 seconds to go here. That's Jacob Kirsch. Does get a shot off at the buzzer, but it falls short. So we end the first quarter with the Athenians leading 15-7.
Yeah, I think that, really the thing you took from that first quarter is how dominant Mackay Wallace was in the first 3 or 4 minutes. North Montgomery's going to struggle with our post game when we go down there. Anytime you can hold an opponent to 7 points at the end of the first quarter, I think as a coach you have to be pleased with the defense. And, there's always going to be a little bit of jitters when you're playing in a county game, but I thought overall that's a really good start for us right there. I'll be anxious to see what kind of lineups we go with here as we get ready to start the second quarter. You can see tonight is one of we kind of have the full complement of players. And I think he's going to try to figure out the right rotations and how we want to play these guys together. And like we said before, it's just going to be a work in progress. And that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. It's not a problem. It's just something that
that's right.
It will kind of work itself out. Cale Coursey, we know, is a very capable player, great defender, capable of making the 15 to 20-foot jump shot. We didn't hit a three right there. But we definitely have some three-point shooters besides Alex Kellerman. And, if we can get Alex going again, I'd like to see him take a couple more shots here.
For sure. Coming into the second quarter here on the floor for Crawfordsville, Cale Coursey and Hensley, Zaire Morgan, and the bigs have checked back into the game, both Alex Hernandez and Mackay Wallace for Crawfordsville. North Montgomery is back with their starting lineup.
Good job there by Coursey. Hardwood is a really, for a freshman, does a nice job of ball faking and fundamentally sound player, but Cale didn't go for any of those ball fakes right there. Stayed down, stayed in front.
Harwood with the ball, but defended by Coursey, kicks it off to Dyson.
Yeah, you can see really North Montgomery would like to play a deliberate style if they can.
Jared Kirsch with the ball for North.
Our ball pressure has been very good here, keeping the man in front.
Harwood with the drive, and that shot's off. Rebound to Coursey.
Really
Zaire's
nice.
looking ahead, finds Hensley for three.
Yeah, really nice job there by Zaire. Looking cross court, feet were set.
And there was Jared Kirsch with the answer for North.
I like to look ahead. Look how hard Mackay's running the floor right there. When you run, you are going to turn it over a couple times. So, really like the hustle there by Mackay. Kirsch is definitely a capable shooter. He's a guy that we've got to keep an eye on out there. Really, both of them can hit the outside
for
shot.
sure. And you can live, as you said, with the turnover because we're looking to push it ahead and trying to get it back to Mackay for the easy finish. Just a little too strong of a pass.
We really want to push the pace. You can see that. I mean, they want to play a slower, more deliberate game. It's to our advantage to play a little faster game right now.
There's Norman with the turn, finds the hoop. Rebound from Coursey to Wallace, back to Coursey. Zaire Morgan will set up the offense here for the Athenians. Got to think at some point they're going to look back inside to Mackay.
Trying to get in on the block there. Perfect.
Yep, good find. Good find on the pass from Coursey to Hensley. And they're going to push it now. Trying to get Kirsch an open shot.
Well, that's a really good job there by Ian Hensley, recognizing that. Making sure he hustled back, found the shooter.
And banked in three-pointer from Colton Zachary.
Well, I guess they all count, right? Like if you were playing horse, something like that, you got to call that.
That's right.
It went in, so they count it in the scorebook. So, but that's okay. In my opinion, the faster we play here, the better off it is for us.
That's right.
So they're going to shoot quick. I think we could live with some of that as long as we have a hand up and get the pace going in our favor a little bit. I think Coach right here is going to keep looking to pound the ball inside. We ran a play there, got Ian a layup. We have other options so we can score inside. So, 5:38, 7-point lead right now. Let's see if North Montgomery tries to change anything up on their defensive end right here.
14 fouls apiece. Nobody really in any kind of foul trouble yet. Big Crawfordsville basketball. Morgan was looking inside, finds Mackay Wallace. Of course, he'll pop a three. Just off, but Alex Hernandez ends up with the rebound. Back to Mackay Wallace, who finishes at the hoop.
Yeah, great job there by Alex tracking down the miss. Good looking shot by Cale in the corner, and then, of course, Mackay, like he always does. I hate to call it garbage, but, man, can he finish inside.
He does it. Cleans the glass up a bunch and can make the shot, finish at the rim. They're going to get Zaire with a foul, I think. Yep. That'll be a 15th foul and Zaire's second foul. So Emack will check back into the game, replacing Morgan.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what you want to do defensively there. Some coaches don't like to give up baseline drive or don't want to. So, you know, probably right there, Zayas got to cut him off. You know, got to beat him to the spot.
Get to the baseline and
yeah, beat him to the spot.
And that was Jacob Kirsch open for 3, and he nails it. We know they can shoot.
Well, they've shot it well so far tonight. So.
Emack to Hensley. Hensley driving. Kirsch gets a hand on that and swipes it. Turnover North Montgomery. A run through Coursey. Yep, I thought so. I thought he was there.
Kale was definitely there.
Yeah.
I think it's the right call.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, see the offensive player kind of got to the side.
He did.
You know, Kale didn't move. Didn't look like for me. So you know, we don't have instant replay here, but I like Coursey hustling back, showing the courage there to take the hit. And you know, you always want to put the pressure on the official to make the call right there. And so, you know, the call ended up in our favor. But good hustle there by Kale. Ian right there, maybe trying to do a little too much, like a dribble penetration, but. We go back to just get some good ball movement here. North Montgomery is trying to jam it up inside for sure. Understanding our strength is in the post. And, you know, we're going to get an open look or two. We've had a couple open looks that just haven't fallen yet. And, you know, their three-point shooting right now has kept them in the ballgame.
And that's what they've been relying on. That foul was on Jared Kirsch, and that's his first foul. That's 5 team fouls on North Montgomery, as well as 5 team fouls on the Athenians. Be Crawfordsville basketball.
You can see 4 orange jerseys like in the paint. You know, like that is. I like this substitution, getting the shooter on the floor. Not saying we don't have one, but getting another shooter on the floor.
Kelvin will check in, replacing Hensley in the lineup.
Yeah.
Emack inbounds to Mackay Wallace, who finds Alex Hernandez with a nice dish. He's going to go to the line to finish a 3-point play.
Really nice job. Alex and Mackay are working well together inside right now, and good finish. He got bumped down low, but was strong enough to finish up top. So see if he can complete the 3-point play.
He does it the old-fashioned way, 25-16. 9-point Athenian lead here. One thing you're never going to doubt is that Alex Hernandez isn't strong enough to take some contact and be able to finish at the rim.
Yeah, Alex is he's worked hard. Several of these boys have worked hard in the weight room, and you can see it out here on the floor. We're a more physical team, I think, than maybe we've been, and hopefully that'll pay off as we keep moving forward through the season.
Jared Kirsch handling, dishes to Colton Zachary. Back to Jacob Kirsch.
A little bit of almost a delay game right here, right?
Yeah.
They're running the old double stack a little bit.
Slowing it down, being patient.
You can see Coach Pierce there talking, maybe looking to find a way to maybe go trap the ball or trap that first pass potentially. Yeah, you have a 9-point lead, so really you don't need to force too much. Nice rebound there by Mackay.
Yeah, that 3-pointer was off by Jared Kirsch that time, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Ethan Macklemore. Going in maybe a little out of control.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right call as well, just because Ethan Emack there lowered shoulder a little bit. Like to see him maybe dribble the ball just a little lower. When he's in transition and in space right there. I think that would help him be a little quicker on his move.
16 fouls. That's the first one on Emack. Kirsch to Harwood. Harwood guarded by Hernandez. Back to Jacob Kirsch. I don't know how he got that shot to go, but he did.
Yeah, it was a tough shot. I mean, you know, you'll tip your hat to that shot right there.
For sure. Put it in there, working hard. Alex Kellerman handling the ball. Over to Mackay Wallace. To Hernandez. looking for the cutter.
Oh, nice screen. That was a great screen by Ethan Macklemore right there to open up Alex at the timeout. One of those where I like the timeout, but you're like, dang, why did I call that timeout?
That's
right
right.
there?
Alex hit the three-pointer.
Yeah, Alex was in rhythm right there, as he can do. Right, he knocked that one without even touching the rim. Really, you talk about a guy with unlimited range. Watching Alex Keller shoot sometimes it's fun. You know, everybody likes to. You know, in baseball, you like to go watch batting practice for like home run derby. Well, in basketball, everybody likes to see guys make three-point shots.
That's right.
You want to watch a guy make some deep threes. You watch Alex.
He can do it.
Yes, he can.
That range.
My guess is right here that Coach just organizing a little bit. There's 2:26. We're up 7. And, you know, you just want to make sure that we get the shots we want moving into halftime here. You know, everybody wants to, you know, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You know, you got a 7-point lead. Just keep sticking with it.
Yep.
And, you know, I think defensively right now, try.
All right, so here we go. Out of timeout, Athenian basketball. Gavin Kinney's checked into the game for the Athenians, replacing Zaire Morgan. Or Ethan Macklemore, sorry. Gavin Kinney for 3. And a little long rebound to Jared Kirsch.
Good challenge there by Alex. Made it a tough shot.
Good job by Kellerman hanging on to that ball. Finds Ian Hensley in rhythm. A little long with that.
Yeah, I like that shot in transition, though. 3-point shots in transition generally are the ones that you'd like to get.
Kirsch dribbling, defended by Hensley. Almost threw it away. Colton Zachary able to bring that ball in. Ross Dyson's back in the lineup for North Montgomery. Harwood and Dyson. Lots of patience here out of North Montgomery. Alex Kellerman deflecting that ball, but reined in by Colton Zachary. Kellerman got a foot on it. And Alex trying to plead his case with the officials that was his hand and not his foot. But in any case, ball's going to stay with North Montgomery. Good defense there by Kellerman. Under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Athenians lead by 7, 25-18. 6 team fouls. So the next foul on either team put us into the bonus, but we're almost finished here with the first half. Good find, Drew Norman underneath. Cannot finish it, but good find by Kirsch. Makai Walls with the ball. Brings it up the court, gets it into the hands of Kellerman. Alex Kellerman with the block there to save that layup. One shot here. Coach Pierce is calling for one shot for the Athenians. 22 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Hensley on the drive. And they're going to call a block.
Yeah, that's the right call right there.
Yeah.
Good take by Ian. Alex turned the ball over out front, but he hustled back and with a great block from behind right there. And Alex is still working himself back into shape. You can see it out there. He doesn't have his win that he's going to have as the season progresses.
That's right. Hensley good on the first. Ethan Macklemore's going to check into the game, replacing Gavin Kinney here for the final 18 seconds.
Yeah, probably a defensive sub right here. Ethan's been playing really solid defense.
Second shot from Hensley's up and good. 9-point lead for the Athenians. Good pressure there by Crawfordsville. North able to get the ball across half court into the hands of Ross Dyson. And, wow, long three-pointer by Jacob Kirsch. And I think Coach Pierce has just been teed up.
I think he maybe more than teed up. I think that he might have ejected him there. It looked like
he did point, didn't he? I thought he maybe called 2 technicals, and that would throw him out.
It looked like they called 2 right there. Obviously, he must have said something that the official didn't like.
Certainly took some quick exception there, didn't he? It was a really, really quick whistle.
Well, you know, one technical is one thing. The official's got to learn to walk away.
Walk away from it.
He does. He does. Now, if Coach Pierce had chased him on the floor, now you got something different. But yeah, that was an awful quick second technical foul.
Really quick. It looks like Coach Pierce has been ejected here with 1.1 seconds to go in the second quarter. 27-21 after that made 3 by Jacob Kirsch. Looks like he will shoot the technical. Officials are conferring here. This will be Jacob Kirsch shooting the technical shots. Steps the line, 6-point Athenian lead. Was just a 9-point lead, but after the 3, 6-point lead. Shots up and good. Makes it a 5-point game. Second shot was off the back of the iron.
All right, well, it does look like they have removed Coach Pierce from the bench, which will lead to Danny taking charge, OP taking charge.
It obviously was 2 technicals as he's shooting the second 2 right now. So he's 1 for 2 on the first. He was 3 out of 4 on those trips to the line. And it'll be North Montgomery basketball with 1.1 second to go. That also counts as a team foul. So that puts us at 8 for the Athenians.
Yeah, that happened very fast right there.
And there's the 3-pointer. All over that rim. So halftime score, 27-24 in favor of Crawfordsville, but some momentum swing. Coach Pierce, we believe, was ejected from the game. And so that will leave OP, Coach Danny Pierce, coaching the Athenian basketball team here in the second half. So we will rejoin in about 10 minutes. I will mention the corporate sponsors again for Crawfordsville basketball: AWG Construction, Seaville Family Eye Care, Hensley Accounting, Red Hawk Choppers, Rock Point Church, and Curran Tax Services. So thank you to those sponsors of Athenian basketball. And we will now watch the dance team, Blue Illusions. We'll be back to pick up second half action in 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Thanks. All right, here we go. Second half basketball action here. Athenians clinging now to a 27-24 lead with a little change of momentum there at the end of the second quarter. The Crawfordsville basketball coming out of halftime. These Coach Slick, we have said many times how important these first couple minutes are.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously a eventful end of the first half right there. And so now, we settle into the basketball game. We're up 3. Give North Montgomery credit. They're playing hard and really playing good, solid defense so far. Made some shots. And, the game's going to be physical as we move forward here into the second half. And good, strong rip there by Ian.
For sure, that's second foul on number 3. That's Jacob Kirsch, and that was 15 seconds in. Great feed into Alex Hernandez off the inbounds play.
Yeah, good execution right there, getting the layup on the block.
Kirsch for 3. That's Jacob Kirsch for 3, and it's good.
Yeah, I don't like that transition defense right there. For as good as we've been at times defensively, that's not what we're looking for right there.
Obviously missing here in the second half. Coach Pierce is not on the bench.
Well, that's a tough call.
A tough call there. They said that Ian Hensley on that drive was guilty of a charge. That was taken by Jared Kirsch, and so that's Ian's first foul, be the first team foul on the Athenians. So
I like the aggressiveness out of Ian right there. Keep doing it. A little run and jump action coming right here.
Able to get ahead, that's what it's going to do for you.
Yeah, that's what Alex adds to our team. He just adds a level of speed and quickness and athleticism, and that shot right there.
Creates a turnover. Nice find from Alex Kellerman to Mackay Wallace.
Nice job there by Alex. Really unselfish play. Had a look, but found a better look for Mackay. And Wallace has just had a super game. Really has played well.
He has played very well. So a little different starting lineup than for the second half. Alex Kellerman on the court for the Athenians, Mackay Wallace, Alex Hernandez, Ian Hensley, and Zaire Morgan.
Well, I think you see that Alex adds a different element to our team.
He does. We're being aggressive with the defense there. It looks like that foul is going to go to Kellerman, be his second foul, team's second.
Yeah, you're okay with those fouls early in the quarter here, but we've got to be smart.
On the court for North Montgomery, Jared and Jacob Kirsch. Kelby Harwood, the freshman, trying to handle the ball right there. Gets it to Ross Dyson, does a nice job recovering, and Drew Norman.
Yeah, I'd like to see Z pick that ball up. The rule is generally a loose ball, you want to pick it up, not dribble it up, but good hands to get a hand on it right there. North Montgomery kind of going in their deliberate style here. What we have to just do is stay focused. Keep your man in front.
Kirsch with the drive there, looking for a foul. That was Jacob Kirsch, but no foul is called and turnover to the Athenians.
Nice
Hernandez with a fake. Mackay Wallace cleaning up the boards. Puts it back up and in.
Yeah, Mackay has just
really playing well tonight. 6-point lead for Crawfordsville now.
Oh, yes.
Kellerman with the block.
Nice job by Alex staying down right there.
Alex Hernandez, yeah, both Alexes were doing a great job defensively. Shuts down any attempt that North Montgomery had at an open shot.
You just want to, again, keep your man in front, be solid.
Dyson.
Well, it looked like that might have been off North Montgomery.
I thought it landed on him, but they're going to say it's North Montgomery basketball. Alex Kellerman with a great block from behind. And Harwood's going to step out of the game. Number 23 is going to check back in. That's Trace Pittman for North Montgomery.
Well, we did our testing in the weight room, and there, you talk about the ability to jump. Alex leads the way in our school.
Is that right?
Oh, absolutely.
He's got a great vertical, huh?
He really does. Explosive, it's quick, and it's just great to see him back on the floor. He's just struggled so much with his injuries so far this year, and I really like the substitution starting him here in the second half. It's still only a 6-point game, though, and, we need to keep working on the defensive end. If our defense keeps working, we're going to find ways to score because we have a lot of options on the offensive end right here. So I'm sure Coach Pierce is talking about that. OP in the huddle right now. Just keep defending and and good things are going to continue to happen.
So here we go. Out of the timeout, North Montgomery has both Kirsch's, Dyson, Trace Pittman, and Drew Norman. Good job by Hernandez there. Mikailos couldn't quite come down with that rebound. Ends up in the hands of Drew Norman. North Montgomery will reset here with Ross Dyson. Now Jacob Kirsch. Jacob is the senior. For those who don't know, Jared is the sophomore. Good steal there by Hensley. And Dyson's going to pick up the foul. Often happens out of frustration. And it saves a fast break.
It did, but really, really, really good job there. Our defense has been very solid here to start the second half, and that's how you win basketball games. You defend and then let the offense come to you.
Good hard work. Athenians now have a 6-point lead. Zaire Morgan guarded by Ross Dyson. He's going to drive in. Short jumper's just off, but Alex Hernandez rains down that rebound, and Alex Kellerman for three, in and out.
Good job there by Alex, though, getting us the second shot. Zaire has struggled a little bit with his shot tonight, but you see right there he defended really well. He kept playing, I should say, not quit playing, but he kept playing and caused the turnover right there. So
really did. North Montgomery turnover. Number 5, Colton Zachary checks in for North Montgomery, and Dyson and Jared Kirsch will take a seat. Morgan with the shot. Great job by Hensley. The shot actually was partially blocked, I think.
It was.
And but Hensley stayed with it, put the basket in, and was fouled. So he'll go to the line for 3 points the old-fashioned way, or at least attempting it.
That's a credit to Ian right there. Just, all his work. He's a very dedicated player, very dedicated student, very dedicated in the weight room, and
he's good.
That strength right there showed through. Big basket for the Athenians.
Very big. That's a 9-point lead. It's Colton Zachary bringing the ball up the court for North Montgomery. Number 22, Nolan Graham, has checked into the game for North as well. They're going to call a foul, I think, on Hernandez.
That's the kind of foul that in some games is never called.
Yeah.
Based on what kind of happened there at the end, they're fairly quick whistle here.
May have tightened it up a little bit, so that's Alex's second foul.
Yeah, nothing wrong with bumping the cutter there. Want to be physical.
Now they're going to, I don't know if you always wonder, is that a little bit of a makeup, but anyway, they're going to get a moving screen. That was on number 31, Norman.
My answer to that is maybe. Maybe. But right, if that's a foul.
Foul's foul.
Yes, if he extends his arms, then that's the correct call.
Yeah. Second foul on Norman, fourth foul on North Montgomery. Crawfordsville sits at 3 right now. Scores 36-27 in favor of the Athenians, 3:40 to go.
I'd like to see Mackay roll a little bit harder.
Alex Kellerman was looking for the cutter.
He did.
Alex
maybe gets caught in the air there. You'd like to. Although I don't mind the attack. Just got to make a little solid, better pass. It's impressive watching Mackay guard, a man almost a foot shorter than him.
Yep.
This far away from the basket.
Not an easy job for him.
No, moving his feet very well.
He is working hard out there.
Normally,
and he's not backing off of him either.
No.
There's the dish. And that was off. That was intended for Ryder Punk and not able to finish it. Rebound to Crawfordsville, sorry. Hensley for a deep, deep three.
Well, Ian did a good job of helping there on the defensive end. It's a good trap right there.
Yeah, steal by Zaire Morgan. Oh, man. Set up the alley-oop. Off the backboard into the hands of Alex Kellerman for the dunk. Gives Crawfordsville a 14-point lead in a big way.
Yeah, I really don't have anything to say about that other than I've seen those kids do that in practice.
That was impressive. You talk about getting this gymnasium into it. At least that other side of the gym across the way from us, Kurt, is rocking right now.
We are a different team with Alex Kellerman's on the floor.
Yes.
It adds an element that that just is really he is such an explosive player. And, we're really a dangerous team with Alex. I really have to give a shout-out to a great pass there by Z, recognizing who's behind him. But really, I think Ian Hensley's just done a super job here the start of the third quarter, scoring inside, scoring outside.
For sure.
And, I think you're starting to see what this team can be. We talked about that a little bit in the broadcast before, how we're still kind of figuring out who we are and what we can be. And I know Coach Pierce is excited about what this team can be, as the fans should be as well. And you're starting to see that a little bit here in the second half.
Well, this senior class has been followed for a long time and had a lot of success playing basketball, and they've played a lot of basketball. So I'm sure Coach Pierce, who knows, maybe he's watching us as he's sitting in the locker room right now. Or listening to us.
I certainly know that he's a competitor, and he's out there supporting our players and supporting our team. And so whatever happened out there, he was doing it because he felt like it was something that needed to be done. So,
that's right. It appears it was successful in getting these guys fired up and playing well because they're clicking right now. So good defense there again by Hensley, almost off of 22. That is Nolan Graham for North, and Drew Norman is going to actually check back into the game.
And I think, as a player, you love it when your coach goes to battle for you. You know what I mean? Like, you always kind of tell your players, look, don't say anything to the referee. I'll support you. Well, I think that's what Coach Pierce was doing there in the first half, and obviously our players are responding right now.
They are inbounds to Graham for North, Ross Dyson. Setting the offense now to Colton Zachary. Guarded by Cale Coursey, checked into the game for the Athenians.
I really like the ball pressures he's putting on this second half, too.
Playing really well. Some intense defense here as we just went under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. There's Zachary for three, wide open, and it's good.
Give them credit. They've made some threes tonight, and that's kept them in the game. Truthfully, their three-point shooting has kept them in the game.
Makes the score 41-30 in favor of the Athenians. Cale Coursey handling right now. Over to Alex Hernandez, setting a screen for Hensley. Mackay Wallace back to Coursey, who drives, puts it up with his left hand, and good.
Yeah, it's good to see Cale out there. We know he's not 100%, but really nice job of protecting the ball and then using his left hand to finish.
Z gets a hand on that ball again. There's Dyson on the drive. Just off. Rebound to Coursey. Zaire's going to slow it down with 45 seconds to go here. Might be looking for one shot.
Well, it looks like we definitely have a set here.
Coach OP coaching the bench there. In place of Coach David Pierce. Athenians waiting here for the last shot of the third quarter.
Eight seconds here.
8 seconds. Looking for Hensley on the drive. Step back is good.
Yeah, that's just a great quarter there, really all the way around. We responded to the challenge. I believe the score is, 27-24
at the half.
Yeah, so holding them to 6 points, but really just a really super basketball right there, outscoring them 18-6. Executing on our offensive end, getting a couple fast break points, but we're a tough team to beat when we're playing like that, and we play with that intensity. And when you have a deeper team like we have right now, all of a sudden you start to see pieces. You get Coursey coming off the bench. We know what he's capable of doing. And I really think Ian Hensley and Zaire Morgan played a really, really solid course. So, you think about big picture there right now. We played a good third quarter. Now the challenge is, can we match that same intensity here? Don't look at the scoreboard. Don't play the score. Yeah, play the game.
Play the same way you were playing.
Just keep playing, you know what I mean? And let's build this thing up. And, you know, before the game you're thinking, hey, we got a chance, maybe to win big tonight. Well, you still do if you keep playing the way you played there in the third quarter.
Well, you're going to look at the first quarter. We gave up 7 points. In the third quarter, we gave up 6 points. So, that second quarter was a tough quarter for us defensively, and they hit some threes.
Yeah, some things I liked about the second quarter, though. Coach used his bench a little bit, and it's good to get experience for those guys. I still think Ethan Macklemore did some really good things for us out there on the floor. And I think now we've settled into the game, and let's see what we can do here at start of the fourth.
North Montgomery basketball starting the fourth quarter here as we head to the final 8 minutes of play. Crawfordsville leading 45-30. 3 team fouls for the Athenians, 4 for North Montgomery. On the floor for the Athenians, Ian Hensley, Alex Hernandez, Cale Coursey, Zaire Morgan, and Mackay Wallace.
Good job of fronting down inside there by Cale Coursey. And there's Hensley again.
Yeah, good defense there by Hernandez, too, on the shot. Did not get a great look. Ahead to Mackay Wallace, who kicks it out to Hensley for an open three off the front of the rim, but there's going to be a foul. Looks like called on Hernandez on the rebound.
Yeah, very unselfish play really by Mackay right there. The game that he's had, he could have easily taken that in there and drop step and probably laid it in, but he found a teammate, an open shooter. And, Ian Hensley with a wide open three at the top of the key is always a good shot for the Athenians.
That's a good shot, yeah. Alex Hernandez checks out of the game. Ethan Macklemore back into the game here early in the fourth quarter. Alex with his third foul, 4 team fouls on the Athenians.
But every one of Alex's fouls tonight are ones you can live with. He's working hard for a position inside. He's bumping the cutter, or he's going for the rebound. We want him playing physical.
Athenians are working hard tonight. Fun to watch. Good rejection there by Cale Coursey. Ball ends up in the hands of Macklemore. Across to Ian Hensley. Back to Coursey for 3. And that shot's just off.
Yeah, that's a product of just not quite being in the condition that Cale will be in. But we had a great block on the defensive end right there.
Got up, and they rewarded him with the open 3. They're going to game for a foul here on, that is on Jacob Kirsch. Jacob Kirsch was fouled. Cale Coursey's going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul, 5th team foul on the Athenians. Inbound to Drew Norman.
Oh, nice help there.
Great job by Macklemore and others. Coursey, Hensley. Shut down that inbounds play, so North Montgomery reset their offense here.
Again, we've played 10 minutes of the second half, and they have 6 points. You can just see that our defense is really working.
Yeah, stepped up really well. Alex Kellerman gets checked back into the game. Drew Norman ends up with that offensive board, but can't finish there at the rim, so Zaire Morgan ends up with the defensive board.
Yeah, I think you said coming into the game they hadn't scored in 40s yet, and they're in danger here again of not getting there just because of how hard we're playing on the defensive end.
Hensley out to Ethan Macklemore, over to Zaire Morgan.
That's a good shot.
Screen, Zaire with the shot, just off, but look who ends up with that offensive board. And the reverse layup. That's Mackay Wallace.
Yeah, I really like that shot, though, by Zaire. 15-footer elbow jumper. Fading away maybe a little bit too much right there, but real good ball screen action there between the two. And, of course, Mackay is, in my opinion, really the star of the game.
He's playing really, really well. That was Jared Kirsch with 3, just off, rebound to the Athenians. Zaire's going to slow it down with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Little weave action, right? Looking for a backdoor. Yep.
Macklemore to Hensley, back to Morgan, back to Hensley, finds Mackay Wallace, and he's going to get fouled by Norman.
Yeah, really nice bounce pass there by Ian as he got into the paint. A lot of people think that's a delay. It's not really a delay. You're just looking for, like I said, the backdoor, the drive down the paint right there, and you see the help come from Mackay's defender. The only thing would be maybe if Mackay could get an angle to use the backboard. Either way, though, great play all the way around.
Ball is off the first. Alex Kellerman's going to check back into the game, replacing Cale Coursey. Mackay will have his second shot here.
This is an area of Mackay's game, that's we need to be strong because he's going to draw fouls. So it's something he needs to continue to work on.
Kelby Harwood check back in for North Montgomery. Brings the ball up across midcourt. Should be a travel. Turnover, ball going to the Athenians.
All right, down to 4:32 right here. We really don't need to shoot again, but you still want to work on your offense. It's a big picture kind of stuff right now. We're running our little, like I said, weave game out front. Keep the ball moving. But if you get a backdoor opportunity or you get a drive, you're going to take it. Just like that right there.
Nice dish to Mackay Wallace again. He does take your angle that you were talking about last time, a little better there.
He did, and that was just bad luck. You know, that's exactly how you want to do that. Really nice pass there by Ethan. Ethan's got that first step quickness, and as the more he plays, I think you can see him getting more comfortable out there as a part of the team.
Mackay Wallace like that. He made the adjustment. As you said, he's going to end up at the line. He does it and sinks that one. Nothing but net.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good release right there. I like the rotation a lot on the shot. And when you get that kind of rotation, you're going to shoot a decent percentage.
Good on both.
Good help there by Zaire.
Great job by Kellerman ripping that ball away. Zaire created that. Ball ends up in Hensley's hands and then to Ethan Macklemore. Turnover to the Athenians. Hensley to Zaire.
We have several players that can handle the ball on our team, but I think right now you see that we can play a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
We can play inside with our power. We can also play with some quickness. We can play with some size. And we have a lot of versatility on our team right now, and that's those are good things to have.
There's going to be a foul on the attempted.
Looks like a one-on-one opportunity here for Ethan.
Should be the 17th foul. Colton Zachary's going to check into the game, replacing Jacob Kirsch for North Montgomery.
I see Ethan knock these down right here. No, I don't believe he's taking a shot tonight. That's tough sometimes, right? You have to take a shot, and all of a sudden you're
at the line.
Yeah.
Number 22, Nolan Graham checks in, replacing Kelby Harwood for North.
Oh, Hensley.
Great job by Hensley getting the offensive board off the missed free throw.
Yeah,
puts it up and in.
Yeah, experienced player there. Set him up, little move to go around him, and then lays it right in. Beautiful by Ian.
51-30, so 21-point lead. Athenians still playing great defense here, working hard.
I mean, just nothing. I mean, there's nothing inside, right? And when they've got it down there, our size and length has been a real problem for them trying to finish.
Kirsch with the, that's Jared Kirsch with the floater, and it's good.
Well, that gives them 8 for the half, so just a great job defensively still.
2:29 to go here, and that's the first points of the fourth quarter for North Montgomery.
Maybe a little too much right there.
Yeah, a little too much. Going to be a tie-up. Ball's going to stay with Crawfordsville on the alternating possession. Gavin Kinney's going to check in for the Athenians, replacing Ethan Macklemore. Good minutes out of him. And
yeah, I think you see with Ethan, I think you see some growth in confidence, and you definitely see where he can really be a, it may not be a major role on the team, but boy, he can certainly contribute and play a role.
Ian Hensley on the drive is going to get fouled.
Well, you look at it right now, this was a game, I think, coming into that we felt like we had a great chance to win and really take away just a short segment of the second quarter. We've really played outstanding basketball tonight, and I think all Athenian fans should be excited about the team they have here and about the potential we have moving forward. I know we lost a game early there, but we weren't really 100%. And then, you go to Lebanon and really you get off to a slow start and then really you outplay the Tigers after that.
That's right.
If you think about the season, you get a win at West Lafayette, a tough place to play. I would encourage the fans. I realize with, some of the COVID going on, but, man, if you get a chance to get out here and see these guys live, I would tell you that it's a fun team to watch and a team with a lot of potential moving forward.
Absolutely agree. 21-point lead here for the Athenians. Let me see. Gavin Kinney checked back into the game, and so did Alex Hernandez. 1:38 to go.
Yeah, I think you'll see Coach OP here clear the bench here after this possession. We got another ball game tomorrow night against the Cedar Ball Club that has beat North Montgomery as well. So,
yep.
When you're going to win tournaments and sectionals, you got to be able to win on back-to-back nights.
You do. It's good experience for them here early in the season.
Yep.
Girls play tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and I think that's a positive for our girls. Tough loss tonight, but, sometimes the great thing about basketball is you get to turn around and play the next day.
That's
so,
right.
With other sports like football, for instance, you have to wait a whole week.
So true. So, as you predicted, Coach OP clearing the bench. Caden Underwood checking into the game there. So starters are out now. Tyson Fuller, Ethan Macklemore, Drake Burris, and Cale Weimer on the floor now for the Athenians for the final 1:10.
Just running the basic set offense here. So a little ball reversal. And North Montgomery content to not foul. Nice cut there. There it is. Now it looks like we've gotten into our flow. Sometimes you come off the bench, takes you a couple seconds to
get in there, figure it out. Drake Burst with the drive. He's going to get fouled. Should go line for 1-and-1. Still.
Drake is a talented offensive player. And some kids look to score, and he's that kind of kid.
He is.
He's a kid.
Seen that in the JV games he's played and that we've covered, and then obviously when he's gotten the varsity minutes, which haven't been a lot of them this year, but he does it. So good on the first.
Yeah, some kids just, every player kind of has their own niche, and I think that Drake getting his shot up is something that he likes to do, and he is a good shooter and a good scorer, as he proves. I thought he hit them both.
I thought he hit them both. That hit every part of the rim, but then came out.
Well, what a great defensive effort, right? They've got 8 points right now with 22 seconds, so let's see if we can keep under 10. And that would be, tell Underwood to stay on his feet.
Yeah. Kobe Harwood with 2. Makes it a 20-point game here, and that should be it. The Athenians will move to 4-2 on the season. Be back in action tomorrow night with varsity JV doubleheader starting at 6 o'clock right here at home against Seeger. Girls game starts at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, 20-point win here. 54-34 is the final score as Crawfordsville takes the nightcap of the county matchup. North Montgomery in a really exciting close first game between the Athenians and Chargers. Chargers win the girls' game on a last-second shot. So we'll look forward to being back in action as the Athenians rush the court in this big county conference matchup. Coach Slicker, thanks for your hard work tonight. Justin Duggar, Coach Welliver on the camera. We appreciate you guys, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. It was fun, and congratulations to our boys, and our girls will get back at it tomorrow.
That's right. Thank you for joining in. We'll see you tomorrow.